Ayy, Rock did the legend do this shit, they never did it, but they so bitch made that they never admitted out the motherfucking part that pussy, yeah, I hit it with the dick and with the mic to let the surgical with it, I'm in it to win it, finish shit if I begin it. For enough cash money, I can beat it in a minute. It's the leader of the game, the immortal gas pack.
If you blowin' like pigs, midnight past that.
To me, I'm my nigga big ass, daddy fat.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to the Pulling Cards Podcast Interview Edition. It's your girl, Queen Bean, here with Triple Bean. What's up?
Not much. What's up with you? How you doing?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Great to be here.
Yes. So how has your day been?
Man, I've been had an awesome day actually. I ain't been doing too much, but just man, what I do today? Well, I got up late. I had a
You got up like what time did you get up?
Shit, I got up about it was almost 11.
Everybody ain't able. Everybody ain't able.
I know, right?
It must feel good.
It do feel good to be able to. I mean, I ain't gonna front. Yeah, it do feel good to be able to get up like that. But yeah, today was one of them days where it was just like, I was deep sleep, man. Damn, shit happens.
Yeah, it does.
Shit happens and shit, so yeah.
Well. Okay, well, we're going to get into the interview. You feeling good about the interview?
Yeah, I do. I feel good about it.
Is anything off limits? Because I'm nosy, and I will dig all in your business.
Well, do what you got to do. I mean, it's up to me whether or not I answer it or not. I'm like, nah, get out. No comment.
You plead the fifth.
I plead the fucking fifth. No comment.
So, Bean, where you from? Give us a little background.
Well, I'm from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Philadelphia?
Yeah, Peak Town. That's what we call it, Philadelphia.
Okay.
I was actually, I grew up in a little community outside of the city called Stello. So it's like the country part of the city. And, I rep Philly. That's where I'm from. I'm from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But what was it like growing up in a small town? Especially the country part of a small town.
Wow. So growing up, it was like, how can I say it? It was like, it was cool, really. Like coming up as a young boy, it was kind of cool because like we got to run outside, we got to play, we got to do all climb, like we did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got a chance to do all that, and then we also got a chance to see the other side because like my whole family, they was in the city. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a small city, but it was what we consider the city. So, we got a chance to experience that as well. So,
Where?
In Philadelphia.
Oh, the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
So yeah. So we got a chance to experience that. So, so we grew up in Stello. It's what we call a country. You know what I'm saying? So we got back when I grew up, we had like dirt roads. You know what I'm saying? Like right in front of my house, it was dirt. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't imagine.
Like it's crazy. Like so, the roads was dirt. So like cars would go by, it'd be big clouds of dust.
No.
Like and then over time the shit get in your house, so you have to keep this shit dusted out and shit. This is how the shit was. So, but like I said, my grandma, my uncles, and all those people, so they all stayed in town, and so my mom frequented town a lot. So we would always be
inside the city.
Inside the city, and we was doing what everybody else was doing. So it was cool, and then it was still an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Because once I got a certain age, then you start to see like people like they ain't really okay for us like when I got to school age, right?
Yeah.
So you go across town because we in the country, and so you had your city school, you had your county school. We went to the county school, and so when you go across town, like people like, okay, who was this? And they ain't really fuck with you because they ain't know you.
Like a rival.
It was that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy. And then when you look back on
But
it, it was kind
everybody
of
in
corny
this
too.
small
Yeah.
town together.
Yes, the shit was crazy. But growing up, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain when you grow up, like, and you look back, you like, damn, that shit was kind of corny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what it was. Like, I used to have to go, like, when I went across town, I used to have to fight. Like, damn near every day.
God.
Yeah, I used to
People
have to.
from the city.
People from the city, I used to have to
So
fight.
the county people had to fight the city people.
I used to have to fight. Definitely. Every time. Every time I came across town, like, if it was like so many motherfuckers, I was like, nah, I got to go. I'm out this motherfucker, nigga. So I'm running from niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like 15 niggas, like, you know, and then it comes to a point to where, you know, shit, you ain't nowhere to run. So now you got to fight.
Gotta fight, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you gotta fight.
it's like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. But as far as me growing up in, like, let's say my house, right? So I had my mom, my dad, you know what I'm saying? And I got like 9 other brothers and sisters.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like a discrepancy. You know what I'm saying? Because from when I remember as a kid, like, I can only go back so far in memory. Like, I can't remember when I was like 1.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So I can remember like maybe when I was like 5, maybe 6. So at that time, all my brothers and sisters went at home because a lot of them
was older.
Yeah, they was older. They was grown. They had kids of their own. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I was in the house at like 4 and 5, and it was only like me and maybe like out of 9 brothers and sisters, it was like me and maybe like 3 or 4 that was in the house.
Still, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of crazy, man. I could talk about this shit forever. You know what I'm saying? I could talk about this shit forever, man.
So, like, what is it different coming up, like, white versus black? Because, see, I'm from the city. We were surrounded by Jamaicans, Portuguese, Hispanics, white people. Like, we was all in that bitch together.
Okay, yeah. Well, it was mostly just white and black. Okay. We had another dynamic. It was Indian. Like, you know, we had Choctaw Indians here. So that was the only other race of people. Like, growing up for me, that's all I knew. It was like black,
but
white,
were
and
the
then the
blacks
Indians.
treated different?
Of course. I mean, that's a given, basically, you know, anywhere in this country. You know, we're in America, so, you know, being a black
I mean, I get that, but like I said, like, we grew up in the city, so it was nothing for everybody to be together, and it was cool. You know, a lot of people equate Mississippi with racism and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you experience a lot of it coming up?
Yeah, I mean, you gonna experience racism, but it's only it's to a point. You know what I mean? So you gonna experience it where it's like, okay, it ain't like where you go outside and then it's like motherfuckers burning crosses and shit like that. You understand? It wasn't like that, but you know, you experience it where
Like, ain't nobody spit gum on you or nothing? Oh, okay.
Nah. If a motherfucker like.
I mean, I've heard stories like that, so I just kind of wanted to know.
Nah. Listen, if a motherfucker spit anything on me, like it's like it ain't. No, the stories that we hear about civil rights and back in those days, you know, all that shit was before. You know, it was before my time. Like I ain't see it. Like it wasn't nothing where you could experience racism from a regular white person. And then it wouldn't be no retaliation. Like that wasn't happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you could experience racism from a systematic kind of standpoint, maybe an economic type of standpoint. You would experience it maybe like if you was in a grocery store or you was shopping. You know, you can kind of, you know, you would feel it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like motherfuckers were like walking up and talking about, hey, you nigger. Nah, bitch. What the fuck you say, motherfucker? Like, if a motherfucker said that shit, like, nigga, they finna get they fucking jaw broke. Like, nigga, this shit is not about to go down. Like, you ain't about to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you would experience it and you would feel it, you know, like, if you, like I said, if you was going out shopping or something like that, and then, you know, or if you walk up and then you kind of see how white people may kind of, you know, shy away or maybe like clutch their purses.
Oh,
you walk
God,
in, you know, that type of shit. You feel me?
The fuckery.
So, yeah, that type of fuckery. Like, bitch, I'm not gonna steal your shit. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? You got to, like.
And if I was, your clutch is weak.
Exactly. Like, if I was gonna take that shit, like you clutching is not gonna stop it.
Okay,
So
right.
You know what I'm saying? So you would experience it with that, and then you would, you know, you could feel it with the like justice system, as far as like how, you know, black people are treated when it comes to, you know, being in the system, and you know, versus a white person.
Yeah.
You know, and we see that same thing still today.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
Okay. Well, we know you're triple beam, but aside from the rap, you're a business owner.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. I've been in business like wow, ever since I can basically remember. I've always wanted to be like a boss. Like I always wanted to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I've always been involved, you know, in business, whether or not I knew, you know, how to handle business or how to conduct it, or you know, how to maneuver in the business world or not. I always tried to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Small things, you know, from kid on up to, you know, to adulthood. You know what I'm saying? I always tried to, you know, own a business. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been there. I always consider myself, even from a young boy, I always consider myself an entrepreneur. I ain't even know what entrepreneur, you know. I just,
but you knew it was you.
yeah, and I just heard, you know, I just knew that that's what, you know, people call themselves when they was doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And so I always consider myself that.
Well, what business do you own?
I have a towing company.
Okay. So
You know
how
what
is
I'm
that? Like, how did that come about?
Well, it was like, well, my dad, okay, I can start with him first, you know what I'm saying? So my dad, he had like, he had a business,
Okay.
right, where a side business that he ran,
Right.
which he fixed cars.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was a mechanic. So, so and he had what we called a record truck or a towing truck that he would use, you know, from time to time to, like, if somebody, one of his customers, they broke down or something, he would use it to go and kind of, you know, pick up their car, or if they had an accident or something like that, he would do that. And so how I came about and came into the picture was at one point in time, a few years back, I was like, I was looking for work, right? So I was out of work. And that this was a point in time where, you know, all my entrepreneurial endeavors were, they was just blowing up in my face left and right. Like everything I try to do is like, so I need some money to kind of bounce back, you know what I'm saying? So, and me and my dad was talking, and I was like, man, I can't find nothing, and I ain't trying to get back in the streets. And, and he was like, man, listen, sometimes you gotta create your own job.
Right.
And when he said that shit, it resonated. But I already knew. But at this time, it was different. And so, so I was out of work, and I couldn't find anything. And so what I did was, I was at my mom's house, right? And my mom and my dad, they still live together all these years. So, I was up there, and I was like, man.
You foolish.
What?
You, after all these years. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because, when you
that's a lesson, though.
Yeah, because see, when I said at my mom's house, I ain't want people to think that I was somewhere different.
Separate. Okay,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
they live together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They still
correct.
together. So,
okay.
So I was up there, and I was like, man, what I'm gonna do? I need to figure out, what to do. I had been looking and researching and trying to find different, hustles, legal hustles, different, things that I maybe can get into to, kind of create some income and some revenue. So, and I just so happened to kind of look outside, out their window, and then I saw, as I mentioned before, I saw the truck that my dad used to retrieve the vehicles for some of his customers that he worked on their cars with.
Right.
And at this time, he was in a space where, he was retired. He wasn't doing a lot of work. He was just, just kind of living. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really,
doing what he wanted to do.
Doing what he wanted to do. And so I looked out, and I saw the truck, and it was sitting there. And I remember this truck has been sitting here for months, in the same spot. And once I saw the truck, I was like, you know what? That's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
And then you probably heard his voice when he said, "Sometimes you gotta create."
Yeah. I really did. And when I saw that truck, I was like, yeah, that's it. And so, and that's how I got into.
It's been popping since.
Tons, and I've been popping ever since.
Yeah. So do you talk for the city, the county, what?
Well, I've did some stuff for the city and for the county, but right now, no, we don't do anything for the city that I live in or the county that I live in. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a situation where, I feel like, and we can go back to what we talked about earlier when we was talking about racism. It's just a situation where I feel that racism comes into play when it comes to, me being a black, business owner in a small town, small community. I guess feel like it's a little pushback where I can't, do what I feel like,
But you've tried.
Of course, yeah, I've tried. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've actually been a part of it for a minute, But it seems like once you get to a certain point, you know what I'm saying, it's like they move the requirements, they move the goalposts.
So do they not have a rotation that they supposed to follow?
Yeah, they that's what they do. They it's supposed to be where when you towing for a city, right? And I think this is in most areas. Like if you providing a service for the city, you know what I'm saying? I guess is where they have a list of providers where they'll go through, and let's say if somebody had an accident or something, so they'll go through the list and they'll call each provider on the list, and then they'll just go in a rotation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but.
And with you being from a small town, seem like I'm sure it's not that many people.
Nah, it's not. It's not a lot of people that's doing what I do, and it's definitely not a lot of people who have came across and met the requirements, went through everything and did everything that they needed to do in order to be, considered. You know what I mean? And so I would say, and I would say it's probably like 5, 6 right now at the most.
And you don't get calls?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not right now. So, I mean, that's just something that we'll try to work out in the future. But like I said, I mean, I'm still doing business elsewhere. I'm still,
So how many locations do you have?
Right now we have 2 locations. We have one here in Philadelphia, and we have another location in the city of Pearl in the Jackson metro area. So we got 2 locations. I'm actually looking to do a third one here in the future. I'm not quite sure exactly where that location will be, but I just feel like another location would be great.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
It would be great.
It'd be, yes, it would. Of course it would. So, aside from the record company, let's get to the music.
Oh, but before we get to the music,
Okay.
when we was talking about business, I had to mention that that I did another business with my wife, with you.
Oh, yeah.
So we did the auto sales as well, where we selling used cars and stuff like that. So, and I really enjoyed doing that, so I'm really looking forward to getting back into that business and doing that as well. So just another income that we can get going to just kind of prop up.
You gotta have them income sources.
Definitely. So I'm looking to get back into that as well.
That process, how was that?
The process of
The auto sales.
Oh, that,
See, I didn't.
Let me tell you, that shit was like, it separates like a lot of people, they be like, okay, I want to run a business. You know what I mean? I want to be a business owner. I want to be an entrepreneur, or, I want to do this or whatever the case may be. Okay. The auto sales, actually, it separates a person who says they want to do a business or think that they can do business. It separates those people from the real motherfuckers.
It really do. It really
Definitely.
do.
Like,
it really do.
Listen, if you could,
I think the auto sales test every patient in your body, and it's just like you just got to go through it.
Definitely. Listen, I'm telling you, like, it was so like everything, like you had to have so much, like it's
everything had to be to the T,
to the fucking point. And it's almost like, listen, I ain't gonna lie. And so really, that's why I enjoyed it so much once we got past all of that and was able to actually, sell some cars. You like, shit, you really want to enjoy it because you knew what you had to do to get to that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was very, very, very difficult.
But once you get through it, like, the reward is great. The
money
oh my
goodness.
is
awesome.
Great. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But see, you got people, like I said, and if you a business person, and if you had to go and set up, like you had to set up your LLC, you had to set up, you had to have your locations, you had to have you had to have so much stuff in place in order to, do this. Like when I was in the room, right, it was like a room of like maybe, I would say about 60 people. Mm-hmm. And this is in Mississippi, so I would imagine if you were in like California,
right,
somewhere like that, it might be a room for like 300-400 people probably every week. But we was in the room, right, and so dude was giving a little, lectures and just telling people about the licensing and the stuff that you had to do in order to be a car dealer, and And he was like, hey, everybody, look around this room. You know, it was probably like 60, 70 people or something like that. And he was like, it's only going to be about 3 people in this room.
3 out of 60?
Yeah, he says it's going to probably be like 3 or 4 people out of this room who's going to go on
To the net and actually open it?
Well, he said go on and actually get their license and become a dealer.
Oh, okay. Because it's so much you have to go through.
Exactly. And that's what he said.
3 out of 60.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm looking around the room and I'm like, shit, I already know.
I don't know
one.
who the other 2 people
I don't know who the other 2 is, but I already know it's me. I'm one for real. Like, it wasn't even a question. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, damn. But for him to say that, it kind of put it in perspective. Like, damn, they make you jump through these hoops and these hurdles. You know what I'm saying? So just in order to conduct business, and it's like, damn, you know, why everything got to be so hard? But you know, then I look back and I was like, okay, well, if it wasn't like this, then everybody,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess you know, but
it was fun though.
it really was.
Fun.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, man. We would cast them checks and motherfuckers was looking like, what the fuck?
And talk about being uncomfortable. You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
It'll put you in some uncomfortable positions.
That shit was fucking really, really strenuous to have to do that. And then, you know, we was doing it on a level where, you know, we was just used dealers just coming into the game, trying to set up a little lot, sell a few cars, make a few dollars, make a few sales, sell a few units, buy a few units.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we was basically coming in to do. You know what I mean? And so you have these other dealers where, you know, they coming into the game and they already, you know, come in and they got like, you know, $100,000 credit line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's easy for them.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's just easy. You know, you got $200,000-$300,000 credit line. You can go in there, you know, but everything that we did, you know, we had to do it
from
ourselves.
The bottom.
You know what I'm saying? We spent our own money. You know, bought our own inventory. You know what I mean? We had to finance our own people a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and when we did get financing, you know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, and shout out to I'm gonna say shout out to Hal, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and even though I'm out the game now, but he really kind of took me under his wing.
Yeah, he did.
He really kind of, you know, just was like, hey, you know, this is what you gotta do and this and that. And he showed me some stuff, and he actually, you know, put my name out there where I could get a little help with financing some of our customers and stuff like that. So that shit was.
And Commercial
Big
Bank.
up to them. And Commercial Bank. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, man. What? Man, they was huge in helping us with that. And, you know, and like I said, I just can't wait really just to get back in there and
I'll try anything once.
Oh my goodness, man. That was the
And you
oh, you already know. I was
you
like,
have me trying anything. I'm in these people's banks. I'm like, oh my God. What are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing it.
I learned it, and like I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Like I can run that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you did a great job, man. And so, like I said, it was just like, hey, let's do it. Let's go for it. And you ain't really know it. 'Cause
No.
You was just like, okay, this is
Like,
just
yeah, okay. Then the license came. I was like, boy, what are you doing? But it was good. It was good.
Definitely was.
So, going back, what made you decide, like at what point in your life made you say, hey, I want to do music?
At what point made me want to do music?
Like, was you a big music lover, or was you like, hey, I want to do that. I want to rap.
Okay, so music is like, I think music is the fabric of what we are as humans. You know what I mean? I think it plays such a big role into the human experience. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I was influenced early. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you know, I grew up in the country. You know what I'm saying? My mom, she had us going to church every Sunday, every day. We
7 days a week.
It was like, oh,
I just want to go to hell.
Man, like Steve Harvey said,
I'd rather go to hell.
I'd rather go to hell. So yeah, we was at church, and you know, we spent a lot of time there, and you know, in the church that we grew up in, you know, there was a lot of music, you know, being played and stuff like that. But you know, and I enjoy kind of, you know, like the beat of the drum, stuff like that. But it really wasn't like that. Music really wasn't the kind of music that really represented, you know, what I you know what I'm saying.
It was gospel.
Yeah, it was gospel music. But I think the first time I heard a hip hop record, I was this is kind of funny. So I was at my house, and you know, I don't know if you remember, like kind of back in the day where, you know, you get these things in the mail, and it was like a little card, yes. And it had like, you know, you hit these little things and you send it off for like
free CD, for like a penny or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was supposed to be like for like a penny. You get like 10 CDs or some shit like that.
Stop. You showing my age. Don't do that.
This is like the fucking truth. So anyway, I don't know all the shit that I marked off. You know, but I had to get like 10 shits, right? So I think I got like SWV or some shit, like Escape and some shit like that.
You just marking stuff.
I'm just marking shit, right? So I got fucking, but the one that I got and I popped it in, it was a cassette, right? So when I got it and I popped it in, and it was a Tupac record. And it was like one of the first shits that he did, right? So, you know, I was listening to it. I was like, damn, man, you know. So I'm fucking with this shit. So, like, damn. So I'm listening to this shit down like every day, and but I ain't really trying to rap right then. You know what I'm saying? I'm just enjoying the music. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so Wig, right? Darnay, he wasn't living here. You know what I'm saying? He had moved away. He was staying in Lexington.
Who is this to you?
This is my nephew,
okay.
Darnay. So he had moved to Lexington. And so it's my nephew, but we only like a year apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like 10, 11 months apart.
Okay.
So he came back from Lexington. And he was listening to, so basically I had the Tupac was like mainstream, and because I got it off the little card,
yeah.
And I had, you know what I'm saying, and it was a couple more other CDs on there, but they was all like mainstream. It might have been like some shit, I don't know, I can't remember.
So it came in the mail.
It came in the mail,
and your mom let you listen to it.
Like they didn't know I was listening to it. Like, they didn't want me listening to no rap or nothing like that, because really, to be honest, rap was just coming out, right?
Right. And
so you had people in these churches and shit. They was putting parents up on game. Like, don't let your kids listen to this.
Petty.
Don't let your kids listen to this shit. You know what I mean? So anyway, okay. Wig, when he come back from Lexington, I guess he came back for a weekend or some shit, and he was listening to a tape, and it was 8 Ball and MJG. This was underground shit.
Yeah.
Like, this was some fucking real gangster shit. Mr. Big. They call him Mr. Pig, and that shit had me. I was done. That was it.
Line song.
That was it. Okay, that was it. And I was in my house.
Like, you was already on Tupac. Then you hear that, it's over with.
It was a wrap. I was done. And so I remember I was in the living room, my mom, and she was sitting on the couch. And, we was just talking, and I was like, Ma. And she was like, what, boy, what? I was like, Ma, one day I'm going to be Mr. Big. I was like, one day.
Stop.
I was like, one day I'm going to be Mr. Big. And she was like, boy, what is he talking about? I was like, I'm telling you, one day I'm going to be Mr. Big.
She had no idea what you was.
She didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And so, after that shit, but I never really tried to write raps. I never tried to rhyme at that time, you know what I'm saying? But over time, it came to me where, I think when I actually first said, okay, I'm finna try to rap, I think I was like 18, 19 something. Mm-hmm. I think I was like 19. And I was locked up. I was in jail. And
what you go to jail for at 18?
When I go to jail, I was Mr. Big. I was trying to be I was trying to be Mr. Big. So that's how I got locked up.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was trying to be Mr. Big.
I threw you off.
So okay. Well, what was I saying?
You was writing rhymes at.
Okay, no,
yeah.
I was 19.
Yeah.
Right, and I was in jail, and I called home one day, right? Well, I didn't call home. I called my sister, and my sister, she was in the north. You know what I'm saying? On the north side.
Oh Lord.
She was living in the north side.
What's that?
That's what we call it's North Gates. So we call it done reinvented itself, and now it's the north.
The what?
The north. The north side.
Okay. North.
So my sister,
Is it the north?
The north. So my sister was in the north, over in Northgate, right? So I called home, and my brother-in-law, right, along with my real brother, right, Tez, Dunn, Darnay, Wig, my nephew, okay, the one that gave me the 8-ball and MJG tape.
Mr. Big,
Mr. Big, yeah.
Reason why your ass was locked up.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And Tawaski, Wild Mac.
Okay.
So I called home and they was like, hey, check this out. So they put on a tape. They had recorded a song. And while I was locked up, they let me hear it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, that's like the greatest shit ever. I hear y'all niggas playing back on a record. Oh shit. Cause see, I'm locked up, right? And I'm hearing music, right? Cause we got back, like we listened to cassettes. Like it was some CDs out, but we was listening to a lot of cassettes. You get some CDs, but it was mostly like cassettes and stuff like that. So I'm listening to music, and I got a couple tapes, like, and the niggas, cause I'm in Mississippi, right? So niggas is listening into like Mississippi shit, like, not Mississippi shit, but down south shit, right? Cause there really wasn't no Mississippi shit out. But we were listening to, most niggas was listening to down south shit. I'm locked up. I got Mace. I got Biggie. Yeah. You know what I mean?
East Coast nigga.
Like that's what I was listening to.
Yeah.
And don't get me. And don't get me wrong, I'm listening to 8-Ball MJG. I'm getting the perspective from all of this, all of this music, like, you know what I mean? So I'm listening to this. Oh, and pop, because that's the first shit I was listening to. So I'm listening to it, and I call home, and they put on a record. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I hear these niggas. And so they put me like in the mindset of the niggas that I'm listening to on the tape.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm listening to like these my people. They playing me a record back that they did. And I'm equating it to the shit that I'm going back into my on my zone and listening to in my headphones. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh my goodness. I gotta do this shit. I gotta start writing so when I get out, I can go and get with these niggas so I can get on the tape. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's where my journey began.
That's where it started. I never knew that.
That's where my journey began.
So you get out, you join the group. Was it a group? Was it a duo? Was it what was it?
Okay. This is how the story was told to me. Because I was locked up, so I don't know.
Okay.
So, like I told you, we grew up in the church. We was young boys. You know, I was 19. Them niggas was like 17.
Okay.
Right? So they was like going to church. So they was doing gospel.
Okay.
They was doing gospel rap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause see, Dunn would. That's how he got his music. Like how he learned how to, make
through the
music
church.
was through the church.
Okay.
And so they was doing gospel rap. And why was like
I never knew this. Like,
yeah. So why at some point this is how that story was told to me. He was like he told them niggas like, man, this shit is not gonna work.
what?
He listen, this is the story. He said that he fucking heard I think it was either it had to be Cash Money or either No Limit. But either way, he said he heard that shit and he went back to Dunn and was like, nah, we can't do this. He gotta do this shit. And so I was like, damn. So anyway, so by the time I heard it, they was doing
rap.
They was rapping. It wasn't no gospel. What I heard wasn't no gospel.
Okay.
It was
what they played back.
What they
to
played
you
back to me was
rap.
It was fucking rap. It wasn't no gospel.
So then
shit.
you get out and you join the group.
So when I get out, yeah. So I link up with them and then we recorded our first song.
What was the group name? Or how many people was it?
Shit. Then it was me, Tawaski, and we.
Okay.
And we were the Block Burners.
Okay.
And so we did our first record together once I got out.
Okay. What was your name back then?
I was Cash C.
How'd you get your name? You just chose that?
How I got it? I chose it because I was trying to be in line with what was popping.
Yeah.
So I was watching everything that was out there and I was trying to be in line with what everybody was doing, all the popular names. So you had Mace, he was M.A.$E. And you had Jay, he was Jay-Z. You had DMX, you had Tupac. You know what I'm saying? You had all these niggas.
So you had to have a Cash C.
You had to have a Cash C.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so, but,
So, like, how was it being in a group? Was it cool? Like, was it difficult trying to?
No. It was nothing. Like, we was just having fun, making music. It was nothing.
So, how many albums did y'all put out?
We did the Block Burners album, and once we did the Block Burners album, and we was going back to do a second one, and it was a global warming, so we was going back to do the second global warming. We did the global warming, they was coming back with another one. Okay, but we never got to do the other one because that's when Darnay, my nephew Wig, he was like, on some trippy shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we wasn't able to do that. So then that's how we became Cash and Matt.
Okay, so the trio went
went to a duo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went from a duo to just me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so how long have you been a solo artist? since you answered my question.
I've been doing this by I've been doing just me, like Triple Beam. Like I went from Cash C to Triple Beam, and I've been Triple Beam for like shit over 10 years.
Was the transition hard going from like two of y'all to just you?
No. It wasn't hard at all. It was like, because I had where it was on me to put out music, to put out content, to express myself, to get, like it was almost like a burning need, excuse me, like a burning need to just, not to be heard, not to be seen, but to just give my point of view, my perspective, and to be informative, to inform people, about, certain things if I could do that. You know what I mean? And so that's what drove me to do it. So it wasn't no transition. Like it wasn't no,
nothing like you had to get used to. Like,
nah, it wasn't hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was actually, I would say it really made me more of an artist. It allowed me to perfect my craft. You know what I mean? It allowed me to perfect the art of, being able to create music. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing it by myself. I wasn't on no timeline. I wasn't, so I could just sit here and I could just do my thing. You know what I mean? And that shit really turned me into a beast. It really did. It turned me into a fucking beast.
Okay, so you went from Cash C to Triple Beam. Mm-hmm. Where did Triple Beam come from? How did you get the name? Okay.
Well, Triple Beam was a name that I got from like just being in the streets, trying to be Mr. Big once again. You know what I mean? So, obviously, if you were involved in the street game, as far as like if you selling drugs, so you had to have a way to. So you had to have a way to measure your product, right? So, and that was what they called the Triple Beam. You know what I mean? And my last name Beeman. You know what I mean? So it just kind of came, motherfuckers like, Triple Beam, and it kind of just
stuck with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you're from Philadelphia, Mississippi, small town.
P-Town, stand up.
Okay. So how is it being a artist in a small town such as Philadelphia?
Okay, being an artist, a musician, even an entrepreneur, even with business, like in a small town, it's gonna be very, very, very difficult. You know what I mean? Because you have to kind of,
I know the resources gotta be like slim to none.
Right. So you gotta kind of create your own thing, right? And so it's hard to kind of create that. Like you gotta create a wave. Mm-hmm. You gotta, like, in order to be like what most artists aspire to, right? So you want to be the one on television. You want to be the one, you know what I mean?
With the record deal.
With the record deals and doing all that. So
the glitz and glamour.
Yeah. So in order to do that, you have to have this huge following. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so when you coming from a small area, obviously, it's gonna be that much more difficult to get that huge following. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So how you gonna do it? Like if you in Philadelphia where you got a population of like 8,000, right?
Right.
From versus somebody who's in New York, which you got a population of like 12 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big difference. Big difference.
Right. So, you got to create this following. You got to create this movement. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have these different platforms. You got to have these different means to engage with your fans, to even make people want to be a part of of something. You know what I'm saying? So it really makes it very, very, very difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's I mean, it's hard to call it, you know what I'm saying? Because on one hand, you know what I'm saying, you think, well, okay, you got like a small area, and so everybody kind of knows you already. And so when you put forth something, you know what I mean, and you put it forth for the people, you know what I'm saying, because that's what our job is. When you're in music, you're an artist, your job is to entertain the people.
Right.
You want to give them, something, give them a break, give them a little, piece of perspective, let them walk in your shoes for a moment, kind of, that type of thing. So when you do that, you kind of want to think that it would be, taken in more, more virally in that area.
Right.
But a lot of times it's not, and then it's almost kind of, it kind of discourages you as an artist. You know what I'm saying? It makes you be like, okay, well, damn, these like people ain't really fucking with me. You know what I mean? And so it kind of makes it kind of hard.
It's kind of crazy though, because when you think about a small town, I'm assuming everybody know everybody. So it's like, it seems like it should be, easier because they know you.
No. It's actually the exact opposite.
It's harder.
It's even more harder in a small area because, see, when you're looking at it from a business point, right? So if you look at it from a business point, right? So you're an artist, right? And let's say you're a label and you're trying to break an artist, right? So obviously you want to start where you are,
right?
Because economically, it suits the label to start in that area because now you don't have to spend the dollars to try to extend out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's going to suit you to stay within that general area, maybe a 30-mile radius or something like that. So, okay, so when you do that, so now you got to realize, okay, well, so where are our fans? How are we going to gain our fans? Right? So let's say you in a 30-mile radius and you have like 100,000 people, right? So out of that 100,000 people, okay, so now out of the 100,000, you got like 50,000 that don't listen to rap.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. So at least 50.
That leaves you with 50.
Okay.
So out of that 50, you got like 25,000 that's Christian. So they not listening to rap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that leaves you with
25.
No, it leaves you.
You said 25,000.
Okay, yeah. So
out
that
of
leaves
50?
you. Okay, so that leaves you another 25, right? So now, okay, you have another half of that who are, little kids and shit, right?
Right.
So they just listening to what their parents is listening to or what's coming on TV. So now you down to like 12,000 out of 100,000.
Then you got the elderly.
Right. So then you got the old people. So now you're down to like 6,000 that you're really trying to promote to, right?
Yeah.
And then so now you got out of that, now you got to try to weed through and figure out, okay, well, so you can see how the numbers go down.
I mean, I do. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So your music, do you write all your own music?
Of course.
Oh.
Of course, I mean, if you don't listen, if you don't write, you don't eat. Period. You gotta write your own stuff, man. I think in order to, be considered a rap artist, you have to be able to write your own music, in my opinion. And then, like I said, I mean, in this climate, with some of the stuff that's going on, and when we see a lot of people who just come out, you know, they come out of nowhere, and they, you know, it's really no telling. Like some of these people, they may not write their stuff. You know, there's no way for me to know. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
because I see a lot of people. I'm like, where did they come from?
Yeah. So I mean, that's a shaky thing. But for me, you know, if I knew of an artist who didn't actually do their own writing, you know, I would just be like, hey, that's a level of respect that I'm not gonna have.
So, like, where do you get your inspiration from when you're writing?
Shit, inspiration. When I write music, my inspiration it's gonna come from a myriad of places, I believe. Like, so it's gonna come from just my past experiences, you know what I'm saying, some of the stuff that I've gone through, you know, some of the things that, you know, I've been through, some of the things that I've seen. I think what inspires me the most, I think what inspires me the most to make, like if I'm gonna make the best song, right? I think that it's gonna come from the actual music itself, right? So if I'm writing a song, like I can't sit here like right now without music playing and just come up with
And start writing.
and just write a song
Okay.
that's gonna be like, okay, oh, this the shit. I'm gonna write this.
So you need
No.
to hear the beat. So the beat talks to you.
The beat is gonna tell me what to put on the paper, right?
Okay.
Like literally, like, well, I ain't gonna say literally, figuratively, because I don't write on paper, but figuratively, the beat is gonna write the song. Like, I'm gonna say whatever that beat is telling me to say at that time.
Okay. So the single that you dropped, The Road by Myself. How did you how did you feel when you released it? Like, it had been a while since you had released something, right?
It had been a long time.
So
A
like,
very long time.
that had to be really exciting. Like, how was that whole? How did you feel?
I actually felt good to do something, but I was trepid. I was nervous about doing it. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't put nothing out, I hadn't released nothing like in forever. So when I did it, you know, I felt good. I felt like, okay, I'm gonna tell you how I felt. I felt like I was being a contributor. Like, I felt like, okay, now I'm making a contribution, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To music,
Yeah.
to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
just felt like, damn, okay, I'm doing something. Like, I'm actually doing
something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was to the point to where, okay, I would feel like if I listened to, like, I would not listen to music. I would not listen to music. I wouldn't listen to, like, you know, every now and then I would go and I would splurge and I would listen to some stuff. But a lot of times it was like, it's like I couldn't hardly listen to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was because I was like, well, damn, I feel like I could be doing what the people that I'm listening to, I could be doing what they're doing. And it bothered me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you wouldn't listen to none.
I wouldn't listen to anything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but finally, you know what I'm saying? Once I made that contribution, it was like, okay,
It all went away.
yeah, I can listen to this. I can enjoy this now. You know what I'm saying? I can
I get
enjoy
it, though.
this
I get
guy's
it.
work now. You feel me? It was I can't hardly explain it. It's almost like this right here. Let me explain something like on this level, right? So I remember a few years ago, I was at I was at homecoming, right? The USM, Southern Mississippi homecoming, the Golden Eagles, right in Hattiesburg.
Okay.
And we was tailgating. If you remember, you was there.
Yeah.
So we tailgated, you know what I'm saying, boo, boo, boo. And it was this guy, right?
Okay.
All right. So, this bright skinned guy, you know what I'm saying? He was just kind of sitting in the cut. You know, it's homecoming. They got the game going on down there, and we barbecuing and frying like chicken, fish. Like this is a big party going on. But this guy, he was just sitting there, and he was like, out of all the, like it was thousands and thousands of people out there, and it was like and for me, I'm looking at him, and it's like he's oblivious to everything that's going on. Like he's almost in a room like by himself, basically.
Okay.
But all these people are there. The game is going on. So I go over to the dude. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, he was like the leading running back, rusher for that team like a year ago. Like he broke records and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, and I'm thinking that he was like, okay, maybe he could have got a shot, like maybe to play in the NFL or something like that. But he didn't get that shot. And he was just sitting there, and he really couldn't enjoy the festivities. He couldn't enjoy the game because he's sitting there like, I supposed to be in the game. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to be playing.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
I don't know. I just think I think after his season, after he graduated, I think that, he didn't get drafted.
Oh. But basically you saying he felt like he should have been contributing more, so he couldn't enjoy watching the game?
That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like he couldn't enjoy the game because he probably, felt like he could be playing or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
So did you shoot the video for Roll By Myself?
Yes, we did. We did shoot it.
Where'd you shoot it at?
We shot it in Philly.
Who shot it?
Dev Camera shot the video. Dev, man, listen. Man, let me say this. Shout out to Dev. I ain't gonna lie, man. Dude, he remarkable with this shit. And, and he really, he shot the video for me, and I appreciate it. And he really, really, is a motherfucker with this shit. So he's about to be a legend with this shit, in my opinion, because some of the work that he's done prior and some of the shit that he done since. You know what I'm saying? And like I ain't even nowhere near, the motherfuckers that I'm not saying as far as talent wise. I'm saying as far as where they are in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people that he fuck with. And yeah, so yeah, he did that, and it's coming soon.
Coming? Okay,
Yeah,
we waiting.
It's coming soon.
We waiting. So tell us about the collab that you did with Rock D the Legend.
Rock D the Legend, what up? Shout out Rock D. So the song is called Clean Up Boys.
Okay, how'd it come about?
Clean Up Boys?
Yeah, or I mean, just you two collabing.
Period.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I knew about Rock D for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I've been rapping for a long time. Wasn't necessarily the artist that I am now. The artist that when I knew about Rock D, and when I could have actually, did some stuff with him and some of the, I was not the artist that I had became. Okay. Once I became Triple Beam, I became, a different artist.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew of Rock D for a good minute. We never had a chance to work with each other. when the Roll by Myself record came out, right? So it was on the radio. And so Rock D was with AC, right? So AC is my homeboy, you know, we grew up together. He moved to Atlanta. So him and Rock D, somehow they crossed paths, they clicked up, they like best friends. And so AC and Rock D was coming into Mississippi. I had Roll by Myself on radio. So when they crossed the state lines of Georgia, okay, so where you come from Georgia, then you go into Alabama, then you come to Mississippi. Okay. Once they crossed the Mississippi state line, you know, obviously they had the radio on. And so it goes to 95.1. So they on 95.1 and my song come on. When my song come on, AC recognized it was me. He was like, "Hey, Rock, this my homeboy right here, man. Listen to him, man. This my boy. This my guy." And so when that happened, shit, when they came on to Mississippi, he hit me. And he was like, "Hey, bro, man, he on the radio, man." So they chopping it up, talking to me and shit. So I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, hey, that's big, bro." You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, "Man, we got to do something." And so that's how we kind of linked up.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it was kind of crazy because how he was bigging this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was real excited about my song being on the radio. And I appreciate it. But, like, it's nowhere near, you know, the shit that he done had to see with his own shit. Like, oh my goodness. This nigga was on videos, nigga with Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike. Nigga,
what video?
Big Boy. You know what I'm saying? Kill Jill.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that Kill Jill video.
People might not know.
Yeah, people don't know. Listening, go check out that Kill Jill. It got my boy Rock D in it. You listen to it, you watch it to the end. My boy Rock D. Yeah. That shit was so ill. When I seen that shit, I was like, oh my goodness. And you know, he did that Kryptonite, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we was watching what's the T.I. movie?
No. We wasn't watching it.
We was looking at it, whatever it was on. What's the T.I. movie?
ATL.
Soon as ATL came on, Rock D rapping on that motherfucker. I was like, oh my goodness. I ain't even realized this shit. I done kind of seen the movie a few times. I ain't never watched it, but I saw it a few times. You know, shout out to Tip, but yeah. That shit, you know, I just can't fuck with the skateboard shit. You feel me?
The whole rollerblade thing, like, nah. But whatever. Whatever.
But, because we talked about this and I said this before, T.I. got me on that Scots. From the other movie.
God.
From the other movie, which was one of my favorite movies. They had the best chase scene of all time.
What was it?
What was what?
The movie.
The movie was Takers.
Oh, okay.
You tried to catch me, nigga.
Yeah,
you can't fucking catch me, man. Don't fucking try me. You can't catch me.
All right. So you did the collab with Rock D. You had your single out. So I know you're working on this, your own project.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
State of Mississippi.
Right.
The album.
Tell us a little bit about it.
State of Mississippi, the album. It's coming soon, man. Listen, man. I really think that this record, like this project, is gonna represent, you know what I'm saying, me. Mm-hmm. It's gonna represent the state of Mississippi in a way that I don't think it has ever been represented before. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know, I really do believe that. And you know, I got like 15 tracks on it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, in today's climate, that's like, you know, that's a plethora of music. So I got 15 tracks on it. You know, they all, you know, busting. I'm gonna put Roll by Myself on it.
Okay.
You know, I wish Rock D would let me put the Cleano Boys on it. I don't know if it's gonna be on there or not, but yeah, man, listen, when I tell you, you're gonna be able to listen to this from the beginning to the ending.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's no slacking in it. Like, you know, I think every record on it is like, you know, I handpicked each one. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna represent the state like in no way that it has ever been represented as far as rap.
All right. Well, we can't wait to hear it. So, like,
Definitely.
give us the release dates and everything. We're gonna wrap this up.
Okay, so you know, and this is what I tried to explain to my boys on radio when I was there in Meridian on 95.1 with Jigga and Corey. Mm-hmm. So I was basically trying to tell them that, you know, because they was asking me about the dates, you know, when it's gonna come out, and so the only thing I could say is the end of October. And even then, it might get pushed back because, you know, I don't have that label. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
right.
yeah, it's just me. And so, you know, like I said, with everything, I had to do everything. Like, I had to get everything done. I had to, you know, I had to spend my own bread, and I also, you know, I had to make sure, you know, that I had to be there, recording sessions, mix sessions. Like, I had to try to put everything together. And so it's very, very difficult. And if I make this date, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a real fucking testament to, you know, me just saying fuck it and just going straight in, because it's winding down. We like halfway done through the month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I do have to push it back, and which, you know, like I said, I hope I don't, but it's really looking like I might have to push it back. And if I do have to push it back, then you're gonna be looking at around a November, third week in November date.
So like mid-November.
Like mid-November.
Okay.
So man, I just want everybody out there that's fans of me, fans of Triple Beam, fans of hip hop, fans of Mississippi music, fans of you know, Philadelphia, Mississippi music, to just bear with me on this, man, because hey, this shit is gonna represent. I'm repping this shit. You know what I mean? So definitely, man, like Triple Beam, king of this whole Mississippi shit, and that's on everything. I don't give a fuck who you are, none of that shit. Like, that's it. Triple Beam, the king.
So tell people where they can follow you at, so they can stay updated on releases and stuff.
Follow Triple Beam at Triple Beam 01 on Instagram, Triple Beam 01 on Twitter, and yeah, follow me on those platforms though.
Well, there you have it. But before we go, fact or fiction?
Only time to tell, nigga.
Yes. So you love to say
nigga.
you made $1 million off your fucking wrist. Fact or fiction? No. Don't get quiet. Don't plead the
Facts.
Fact or fiction? Do you have any new business ventures that you plan to open in the near future?
Facts.
Last one. Fact or fiction? A lot of people say you're a millionaire or you have $1 million. Is that fact, fiction, or do you want to keep them guessing?
Let's see. I'm going to keep them guessing.
Well, there you have it. All right. Anything else you want to tell the listeners?
Hey, man, listen, man. Y'all lame if y'all ain't fucking with that nigga Triple Beam on everything, man. Y'all gotta fuck with this shit, because, listen, I'm telling you, it's the new king in town, man. Triple Beam, king of the silk. Y'all better understand that shit.
And that's facts.
Straight facts.
All right. Well, we out.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on my own podcast.
You ain't shit.
I appreciate it, man. That's real talk. Like, really, you know, it was like, that was like the deepest, really, I've been engaged in, as far as like, you know, about my music and about the history and everything like that. So yeah, I appreciate it.
And your cup is empty.
It is, and I'm about to show like, ooh, T.I. got me on this scotch. I need some scotch. I need a drink expeditiously.
Stop.